So what we have here is a tale of two articles. Etep right back here with you. Yesterday I did a video on the remake by Jordan Peele of People Under the Stairs. Now, whether you're for or against it, I'll reserve my opinion after we get through the pertinent stuff here on them hiring a writer for this. And I did the video on it, produced it, as I said, because we have a writer hired for the People Under the Stairs here in this article from Sci-Fi, which came out yesterday, 2 days ago at 2:12 p.m. And they say that they hired Ezra Clayton Daniels from Doom Patrol. But the article that I did the video on was from 5 days ago. The article I did the video on was from 5 days ago from Screen Rant. And I can't believe Screen Rant's managed to be around for 20 years. It's like Impact Wrestling. It's like, you don't know how it survived as long as it has, but it's just always kind of hung on. That's like Screen Rant. But no, so they did a article here, and they says Jeremy Carver, known for his work on Doom Patrol and Supernatural, has been hired as the writer for Jordan Peele's People Under the Stairs remake. And so I'm like, I'll go to IMDb and look. Writers, Wes Craven, obviously the original. Credit to Wes Craven. But Ezra Clayton Daniels is the only writer listed. This is the only things they have listed here. And then there's an ad for Wrangler here, which is funny. But so I was like, I can't, in all good faith, release the other video publicly. Lesson, it looks absolutely terrible that this article came out and it's a completely different, but they both worked on Doom Patrol. I'm not looking forward to this remake, as I still haven't seen Candyman, nor do I want to. I know he's only executive producer on that, but Nia DaCosta, the most successful black female director of all time, because she directed a movie that had the largest opening weekend for a movie directed by a black female director, even though the movie's a complete flop. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the Access Media pushing the soft bigotry of low expectations. That's what it is, and it's to further a narrative. The movie's a failure. But back to this, as it all correlates. Well, if it doesn't, that was a straw man. But anyway, Jordan Peele's involvement in this. The original, as I said in the other video, I haven't seen it since I was probably 15 years old. I'm 43. So I need to go back and revisit it, obviously. I remember I liked it. I thought it was a fine movie. Maybe I didn't pick up on all the subtext in it when I watched it, but having watched reviews of it and, breakdowns and things of the like in the years since, because I'm a fan of the genre and a fan of Wes Craven, I'm like, well, okay, so this actually is something I do want to go back and revisit. Then I hear of this remake, by Jordan Peele, and it's like, oh boy, here we go again. And with Peele, I can say I'm not just a Jordan Peele hater. I liked Get Out. I thought it was a pretty cool story, a good concept. Cast was solid. I liked the movie. I thought it was fine. Us, I absolutely hated. Nope, I didn't hate it. I thought it was good. I thought there was some cool stuff in there. Another good cast, although, spoiler alert, 3-2. I really enjoyed Keith David for the short time he was in Nope. And so Jordan Peele is hit or miss with me, like I said. So The Twilight Zone, I just, no interest in that. No interest in any new iteration of The Twilight Zone at all. That would be like redoing, I don't know if anybody has, because I some things I don't bother to look into because I enjoy the original so much, if that makes sense to anybody. Because it's like, oh, well, do you know they rebooted this? It's like, no. Well, you covering? Well, I don't care, though. That's the thing. Is like the original, if the original's good, which, like I said, I'm going to go back and revisit it because it does have relevant themes in it. And I have another article here, which The People Under the Stairs, 10 Things We'd Like to See in the Remake. And this was published almost 3 years ago. Well, a shade over 3 years ago now. November 2020. 2020. What a great year. Okay, so diversity. In the original cast, having, like I said, looked back at reviews and things like that, organically diverse cast, okay, and fitting in with the themes of gentrification, that does play a role in it, as it did happen and still does in, predominantly black neighborhoods. So that fits right in, and there's no issue there. This is why when people say that, oh, well, you're just a knee-jerk reaction, and this is in the, the genre of horror, and this is why I'm covering it. But when I get that, oh, you're this and that, and it's like, well, no. This is my approach to things. When so I see a headline like diversity, and it's just automatically like cringe. I can't really remember much other than Ving Rhames and then how weird Mommy and Daddy were, the Robesons. Less broad humor. See, that's something I can't speak to. More horror. That inside of that mouth is enough. That's a horror story unto itself. More meta. Well, going too meta, it can be a good or a bad thing. A stronger backstory, that I don't know much about. The backstory, don't remember much. A different location. Hey, isn't that Jonathan Majors? Well, Kang no more, as it were. He was a Kang. Different location. Well, depends on what social themes and issues you're going to tackle with the movie, I suppose. Easter eggs back to the first movie? Yeah, not too much, though. A little fan service is good. AJ Langer. She's the Countess of Devon Dudley. In case you're wondering why I cringe when I read some of these articles, because I come down here to the bottom of the article, and I look, and I'm like, who wrote oh, God. That's who wrote this. I always laugh when they lead with diversity, like that's some kind of badge of honor. Like anybody with a rational mind would look at this movie and be like, okay, great, people under the stairs. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to remake it. All right, cool. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make it all white people. And they're like, but the original story was, you see how stupid that sounds? So nobody, that's what I don't get, is like, why does that need to be brought up as a plot point when it's already baked right into the story? So I don't, it just, like I said, it seems like, when you do things like that, and that's what, it turns people off, like immediately, some people. It does. And that's fine if that's what you're the Overton window is like ever shifting, unfortunately. Don't like this faux moral outrage since we're talking about social issues, it's like you have your white leftists who are always the ones that are screeching on behalf of, like black folks, any quote unquote marginalized group. And it's always these just like white suburban leftists who shriek on their behalf, but even when they don't want them to, speak up for them, but then, the actual group that they're, talking over will say, well, we got this. And they're like, no, well, I know what's good for you. It's that white savior comment. Those are the kinds of people that have to make a point of this. If I'm pitching the story idea, I'm going to say, okay, staying in tune with the themes of the original, we will keep, the cast the way it originally appeared, not with the same actors, obviously, except for, like I said, legacy characters like, Fool, you could bring back, you could bring him back in an older role to tie the movie, kind of tie the movies together if you want to do that, if that's the way you're going to go with it. But, I'd be like, across the board, everybody's character will stay as they are, because the movie, we shouldn't have to say this, but the movie's already diverse. It's there. We can move forward and make sure the story is on point to match, what the audience has been conditioned to expect, but which is bullshit. The audience should be conditioned to expect a good movie, with a great cast and actors that fit their roles. So that's really all I had on this, outside of, as I said, I didn't see this article until after I'd already recorded the other video. But yeah, Ezra Clayton Daniels is coming on board, and you can see here on Twitter, Monkey Paw Productions. See, they tagged Ezra Daniels. Wynn Rosefeld is one of the producers, and Universal Pictures is who it's under. I don't know if I'll watch it. I might. I will never watch the new Candyman. Like I said, he's a producer on that. But I liked the original Candyman. I even liked Farewell to the Flesh, Day of the Dead. Donna D'Errico, though, really, how can you get mad at that? So as long as this movie doesn't make me do that, as long as I don't have to eye roll at anything, or you have cringe type, social commentary, then, we'll be all right. But like I said, as long as they stick to the original formula, I mean, it doesn't take much that other than having a cast that has a good synergy about them to recreate a story. I mean, really, if you want to go beat by beat, that's one thing. As far as the aesthetics go, yeah. But like I said, they want to modernize the story a little bit, which right then and there, that alone is enough for, especially with the way the media is. So, yeah, that's really all I have for you guys. Oh, we have a potential spam call. Hang on. Let's see what this is. Hello?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, hello. Good afternoon. My name is calling from this call may be recorded for quality purposes. May I speak to please?
She's not here right now, but I'm actually talking about a reboot of People Under the Stairs. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
You haven't? Okay. Well, Jordan Peele's getting ready. Well, before the camera cut off, that telemarketer did not seem too interested in discussing a remake of People Under the Stairs. I wish the camera wouldn't have cut off. That was kind of a funny gag. But are you interested in a remake of People Under the Stairs? I am not thrilled with remakes and things like that. Because there's such a bad track record. Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Look at that franchise. That's a dumpster fire. Halloween. I'm apathetic towards it. That's pretty much my thing, is I'm apathetic towards this whole production. You let me know what you think and leave your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Ding the bell for notifications. All the YouTube things. And I have another video I'm working on. I was going to do a hypothesis video about the Crystal Lake prequel series. Unfortunately, we have some other issues we have to talk about with that. But that's the next video, folks. Until then, I'm Etep from the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all these. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow, and I will catch you on the next one.